Hey guys, Coach Hug here. It's good to see you all. For this week, we are doing a lesson on defending against checkmate and material losses. This is a really fun one. I know lately we've been doing tournament review or way earlier chess structures and stuff like that. And I know even before that we were doing resourceful defense. We're going back to defense, and I think these are some fun ideas and maybe nuances that you guys can take in your games. And I want you guys to think of that like one game that you had where it was like, oh wow, now that's defense. Okay. This is the first puzzle. You are white, and this is white to move to win, and the advantage would be an eventual mate. Knight just checked the king on a1. Wait to move. A tip to think about this position is how constricted our king is versus their king and assessing that. Have you guys pause. I think that's good. The solution, let's now look at everywhere where a king can go. So it can go a2, it can go b1, it can go b2. Let's try to cancel all of them. If we go a2, instantly they just take our queen, right? And then basically we're in a position where they're up material, they're up 2 pawns, right? We would assess that we each have a minor piece, each have a rook, we have 3 pawns, while they have 5 pawns. So they'd be up 2 pawns. So maybe a1 doesn't work. And maybe b2, b1 doesn't work for the same reason. After this, we would basically be up same, or they would be up the same material, and black would be better. Now, if we look at all these, what is the one move that wins? Well, the one move, maybe, is the one move we haven't looked at. King b2. And it's a really nice move. Not only are you saying, hey, take my queen, maybe they don't have that advantage now after they take. So yeah, we just take back, right? No, we're in the same situation. We just our king's on b2, and we just took that back. There's nothing that's really that bad. They can just go b5. But why would they go b5? Well, they go all the way back. After they take, we have one move that is very nice, and that is rook a1. And we can see that this bishop lines any escape square for the king, and this would be a nice checkmate. So basically, they would not take the queen, and after a move like this, we would be up significant material. We could do something like this, and checkmate's only going to happen very soon, very nice eventual mate. So yep, that is why the best move after check is king b1. Okay, let's go to the second puzzle. And this will be black to move, so you'll be black. And I want you guys to think about basically in that position, right? We kind of counteracted, we kind of defense, and then we were basically creating a threat with our king, right? In that situation, we were basically threatening checkmate, right? And we weren't really that worried about that significant material loss of our queen. Because we had that counter mate. Well, with this one, we're also worried about significant material loss, right? We're worried about this queen. And basically, anywhere we go with the queen, we have to worry about knight checking, right? And then us doing a discover check and just winning our queen. And pretty much anywhere our queen goes, we're running into that, right? We can't. Let's cancel some squares out. We can't go here because the knight. Can't go here because of the knight. Can't go here because of the knight. So we've already canceled those places out. And then, so why don't we try like dark squares, right? Let's try some dark squares. Let's try here. Oh, well, then they would have this. And they would have the same discover check where basically if we go all the way here, after a check, we would have to move and they just win our queen. We maybe even do something like this, but they can still get our queen and they would be up one pawn. If we count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And this would be a significant advantage because look at this pawn structure versus this. So that wouldn't work, right? So if we go all the way back, assessing the position, those are maybe some squares we can't go. So I'm going to pause it and hope to see if you guys can figure it out. Pause. Defense, 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 defense. Okay. Unpause. I hope you guys found it. It is Queen A6. And there's no discoveries here. If we go back, we were already canceling this because the knight, right? We were already canceling a lot of other squares. We're canceling this, canceling this. We canceled this earlier because of that discovery. We can actually cancel this one because they have the same discovery. So here, 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 here. Other squares that we can cancel. We can't go here because they would have this knight check. We can't go here because then they would have this knight check. Can't go here because they would have the same check. Well, the one square we can go with the queen is A6. And they have no useful checks. If we look at a line, literally they would just not even do a discovery check because there's nothing to do to win a material. It would go like H4 and black would have a significant advantage. They would just have -4. So yeah, there's going to be situations where you sometimes have to put your queen in precarious places. And you have to find that one defensive move, because surprisingly, some queens are trapped. They're just clearly trapped. This queen isn't trapped. There's that one move that saves it. And there are situations like that. Speaking of that, let's go to the third one. So yes, this is the third. No! I don't think you guys saw anything. I hope not. But this is black's move. Again, in this position, you know, like a lot of other puzzles, but this is really cool with defense, is there's that one move that prevents a significant material loss or a checkmate. What is white threatening here, right? This is black to move for an advantage of about -2. But let's look at the white side real quick, right? This looks like a really destructive position. I mean, you're just threatening mate in 1 right here, and it doesn't look like there's any way to stop it, right? I mean, you go here, it's still checkmate, right? How do you defend this pawn? Maybe that's the solution. I don't know. But if we have to, you know, lose to mate, can we maybe go here? Maybe we're not getting mated here. Could this work? Right? So yeah, I want you guys to think about what move could you possibly do to defend with black. So I'll give you guys a pause. Hope you guys having a good day. Unpause. This is a very fun situation. Let's actually go through with eval. We can show it up. Let's actually show why King H7 doesn't work. And you guys can't see the moves I've made it that way, so it's perfect. Yeah, so King H7 actually runs into a nice mate in 3. And if you are sitting there with this, maybe behind the board, you would, I hope you guys are, you would guys see this position, right? Looking at it even with online, you would see after King H7, there's this knight mate in 3 with Queen G5. There's really no way to prevent this position, this pawn from being taken with a rook, and it would be, you know, GG, you know, nothing to say here. Maybe they would do like a little spite check with Queen E1, but there's nothing there, right? They're going to get mated. So, but that helps, right? I kind of did King H7 before to help you guys. We can keep eval up. I did it because I wanted you guys to see that they would have this Queen G5, right? But if we turn off, we'll keep eval, right? And then bring the king back, black's better, right? And it kind of doesn't make sense for a second, but then you find this cool move, Queen D2. And after Queen D2, you don't have any, like, rook deflect to deflect the queen away because it's mate. And there's really no way to prevent, you know, just protecting this pawn. Of course, we're not going to go, like, Queen G5 and lose our queen, but, you know, we'd continue off. They would basically maybe do Queen E5, King H7, you know, like Queen E4, F5, stuff like this, and continue on. And it'd be an okay position. It's not necessarily like winning for black, but black would only be better here. We just have to be very accurate with the defense more. But yes, queen d2 saves it all, and I hope you guys found it. Now let's go to the fourth and fifth puzzle, and they're from, I think, the same game someone played. And this one's really fun. Yeah, but while I'm setting this up, I'll actually turn this off real quick, just for a second. Yeah, I want you guys, while I'm setting this up, here we go. Get that back. There we go. And this is the position. Don't want to show you guys the puzzle just yet there. But yeah, okay. This is a really cool one. But before I go into that, I kind of wanted to talk more about defense, just to talk about it. There's always gonna be that game, right? Sometimes you almost, a little part of you doesn't feel like you deserve to win. You know, maybe they were just destroying an attack all the way through, or they were just having a significant advantage, and you maybe like you felt like you swindled or somehow got a draw, or it was like how, right? Or you know, you found that one move that defends where they thought they had to full attack, but defense wins, right? Defense is such a very strong and important thing to have in chess. It really gets you to become stronger and stronger, and it makes your attacks even stronger because you see their defensive resource and you somehow navigate around it, right? So I want you guys to be very careful, you know, with your games. Make sure they don't have that one defensive move, and yeah, hopefully, maybe if you guys are next to each other, and maybe you guys talk about a game that you had that you just you like swindled, or you had this like amazing defensive tactic, or this defensive move that you were just like, wow, yeah, it actually works, right? And yeah, just spread that about that with your person next to you, and maybe pause the video, talk about that for a little bit, and then yeah, let's go into this puzzle. There's two for this. This is the last one. This is really nice. So black is just destroying here, right? Like when you look at this position, you're like, okay, black's up like a full rook here, right? I mean, black's just winning. I mean, this is just right. But if we do something really cool, let's turn on the eval, right? What? I'm confused. How black should be winning? I mean, it's like I'm a full rook, right? No, white has the resource, and I thought this was so cool. I want you guys to take some time and see if you can find that one move for white. And yeah, give you guys a second. All right, pause. This one's really cool. Yeah, there's one move, right? I just want you guys to see one quick thing. So first, I want you guys to cancel this move out, right? Because this is kind of mind-blowing. Let's cancel this out. Rook here. Look at that. Mate and 6. So it's not that move. And you guys see that tactic like all the time. How does that not work, right? Well, after the king takes and the white takes, I mean, wait. Black is everything, right? I mean, like, what does black do? They can even probably just do this or this. I mean, like, there's just so much winning. Yeah, it is really just rook take. And why this works is because they can't do king take, because then they would promote into mate, right? And if they try some, like, queen check, king g7, this is still just completely winning for black. So, if we know that that tactic doesn't work, then what's the saving move? I mean, there has to be one move, right? I mean, coach wouldn't do this, right? Well, yeah, coach didn't, coach, there is a move, and it's really cool. Basically, and I think in this game, they played like a4 eventually, at some point, and, it doesn't really make sense or understandable what it does, but what you can do is look at queen a3, and that is just so beautiful. So beautiful. So basically, what are you threatening? You're threatening this, You're just threatening mate. If they try some weird move like rook take g8, what is that? It's mate. And then it almost feels like white's winning. I mean, like, there's no move for black, right? Right? Well, without eval, I actually was. This is a position, I think. There was this game. I looked at it very deeply, and I saw this position, and I looked at it, and I thought it was just like completely winning for white. Like, I thought, okay, well, I mean, I thought black was winning, and then I thought white was winning. But after analyzing, or I found the only move, while looking at analyzing it without engine, I was like, I tried to find the one move for black, right? I didn't find that one move for white. Someone else did. And then I looked at it and I was like, there has to be a move to save this for black. There is one move to save this for black. So I want you guys to pause again and find the craziest move in all of existence and pause. Unpause. So I already canceled that one, right? It's not rook take g2. It's not that, we can just knock that off the board. Well, what is it? I mean, come on. Could it be a queen sack? I mean, I don't know this working. I don't see this working. What about? But I kind of have to get the queen out of this square, right? Like I need to have an escape square for my king. So where could I go? Could I go queen b6? I hope you guys saw moves like this. No, they still have this check. They still have it. After king here, what do we do? I'm pretty sure we do queen h8. Yep, king here. Queen here? No, because this rook. I thought it was something like queen here. No, what is it? It's rook take g5. Wow. Get the material back. There's no check that they can do. And this is a very nice position for white. Well, if I can't bring my queen there, I mean, where else can I bring it, right? Like where else? I need that escape square. I need it. Well, it kind of does a double factor when you find the move. Let me tell you guys the move. The move is eval won't move, queen d8. And it's just mind-boggling. It's like, okay, I'm giving them my queen, though. Well, we kind of have to understand the moves we were going through earlier, right? If we ever get rook take g2 off, king take, and we have h1, right, we just get our queen back, right? And then we have to assume one thing else. We want king f6, right? We want king f6. But we have no way to move a queen out of f6 and do rook take g8, rook take g2, except if you take it with tempo, right? It's all about tempo. This defensive move creates tempo. What am I threatening with queen d8? I'm threatening taking this rook, right? That's what I'm threatening. I know it's crazy, but I am, right? And after they take, I can now do rook take. And now I don't just have f6, I have potentially g5. And it's such a nice idea. And it's still, I think, very hard to play for black after this, after queen h here, maybe like queen take g2. I don't think this is necessarily easy to play for black. It's not easy, but it's the only way to play. You play something like e2, and then you would continue playing. And it's a crazy move. They go like something like here. Right, let's say you did find that queen d8 move, it would still be very hard to defend this as black, but this would maybe be a way. And it's just kind of mind-boggling that you basically, after they would find this crazy move, queen a3, so they would have to find this crazy move, queen a3, to only move that they can use to stay equal. And then black finds a crazy move d8, and yeah, both crazy defensive moves from both sides. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all 5 puzzles. I hope they maybe helped with, I don't know, not just queen sacks, something more common that you'll see, discovery checks with a knight and rook. It's more common than you think. When your queen is almost trapped, trying to find that one move that escapes it. And what was that? Yeah, that one move with the king. You gotta find those defensive moves to prevent material losses and prevent checkmate. And I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed. Hope you guys are playing some maybe Let's Rapid, also Cursed Chess, you know, that creation of a variance, maybe even Bughouse. But hope you guys are enjoying this Friday, and I hope you guys have a good night. Coach out.